All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the ESL Pro League. We're getting ready to jump into our second map here between the Immortals and Winterfox. I believe it's going to be on Mirage. Before we do that, though, there's some breaking news from the league. SK have actually just forfeited their final game in the league tomorrow against Cloud9.
Why?
They did not give a reason. So
I wanted to watch that, though. I wanted to watch that.
Yeah, that was actually what we were planning to show on stream, so we're going to have to adjust our plan. Stay tuned for more information on that. But that does actually mean that the Immortals have a chance to take second seed over SK if they can win the second map, and I believe if they come out on top of their games tomorrow as well. As all teams still have to play 2 games tomorrow too, so we'll have that information coming to you guys soon. But yeah, that's a bit of a shakeup there too. As it seemed like SK were going to have it pretty secured if they were able to take a victory over Cloud9, but that may not be the case anymore.
Saving strats for LAN.
Yeah,
that's why.
Clearly,
that has to be the reason.
There's
saving
an
strats for
embargo
LAN
on their playing on online events. Definitely not the case.
But wait, well, oh well.
Yeah,
there's more matches tomorrow. We'll be able to watch.
Yeah,
exciting, almost exciting. SK and Cloud9, but you know, you gotta make do.
We have a lot of games tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting, so we'll figure out how exactly we want to show you guys there and try to make sure to get the best coverage possible about it. But let's talk a little bit more about this game here. Again, the Immortals versus Winterfox. Let's not beat around the bush, but I mean, Winterfox looked very unorganized and overall very sort of out of shape in that first map there. So now going over here to Mirage, is that going to yield even worse for them, or do we think there's going to be room for recovery a little bit?
Mirage is more forgiving, where you can... The op, at least, you can have longer ranges. So maybe for Dexter, he'll find his op moves and grooves on this map. They seem to have 3-2 record, so that's going okay for them.
Yeah,
you know.
But they're going against the Immortals.
And Lucas, he's buying dualies. This is how this is the no respect train coming in.
Always the fun gun.
I've been hearing dualies are pretty good.
We're going to find out in a few moments here. As we do actually see the Immortals sending 2 of their players through underpass early on. They won't get peek from anybody on the Winterfox side, but you can see up on top there on the left side, Zeusie's watching out for this. He's got eyes on it. The flashbang doesn't connect. Zeusie, however, trying to hold. He gets knocked out. They're happy with that. Dipping away now. Actually, no, Henny stuck around for this one. Trying to, but he gets a second kill onto Offnu, knocking him out of the picture. APOC is the only player that's still back here. And it looks like he wants to try and pursue this, but they may even spot him. I think Phelps realizes that, all right, we got enough kills. We don't need to get too hungry here. Let's get out of here. Let's hold our position, and let's actually try to worry about making sure we still win this round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He gets 2 kills, and only 14 points of damage has been done on him. It's like, it's not a great start for Winterfox. And then look, they're going to re-peek towards his B halls. As Winterfox is going to continue to take out B, but they're going to run into a wall of Immortal players as Bolts take out APOC.
And we can see Imagine here too, getting knocked out by the Immortals. Extra's trying to hold on to his own here, starting off well with the first kill, at least making up for the last map so far. Spinning around with the second, he's got this into 1v2, but the dualies out of nowhere from Lucas shut it down and do pick up the first pistol round again for the Immortals roster.
As a simple B take, well, I mean, once you get spotted in that B halls, you might want to maybe change it up and fall back because Immortals was in fast positions to flank and to over-rotate towards B. Maybe just gonna try to stall it out, try to get more kills, try to make Immortals run back and forth, but they just continue to go with B and they got stopped.
And we can see, too, that the Winterfox roster are going to try to proceed. I believe a couple players moving out towards mid to have a late rotate, but at the end of the day, this is going to be a direct A hit, as we've seen in the past couple of rounds here, all moving in for it. Not a large investment, obviously, as they will move in for control of this one. But from the Immortal side, it'll make their job even easier as long as they don't get tripped up by the initial surprise of the push, which right now, it's not seeming like it's the case. 2-for-1 trade on the initial push, 3rd, 4th, and now 5th kills. Quick cleanup again for the Immortals.
That looked really easy. Just out-shooting them.
Maybe a bit too easy.
A little too easy. The Winterfox, it was a save round, so I mean you can't do too much with a Glock, no armor, or P250, no armor. I mean it's only so much you can do. Some teams can win rounds. Winterfox cannot.
What are you saying?
I think Winterfox needs a deathmatch more. Maybe have confidence.
Did you just assume Winterfox's skill level?
I'm not assuming anything. You know, you can't assume anything these days. You're going to have outcries. You're going to have PR department just all over me and everything. You can't assume anything these days, guys.
The nade's going to roll on, and oh my god, they're getting destroyed again. Unfortunately, Offnu's already the last man up, and he's at 1 HP. I don't think he's going to kill him, though. He's only got a Glock to work with here. Look at the floor in that room right now. It's just a huge pile of corpses there.
Looks like your bathroom blue.
What?
Just kidding. I've never seen your bathroom blue.
What was that?
Don't get too nervous. Not true, right, Blue? So there's
No,
no reason your face has to get
from.
so red. It's not true, Blue. Tell me it's not true. Anyways,
It's not true.
Immortals.
As far as I know, anyway. I'm not the only one that uses that bathroom.
I mean, you might have split personalities, but that's for movies to do. As Phelps trying to rush in with his submachine gun, I believe he had, and he failed on that one. News ready for that one. Henny though, he's right back in window. He's gonna wait. He's gonna say, "Come on, guys, peek on me. I dare you. I'm gonna shoot you guys through smoke." Nope, the smoke dissipates, but he's gonna try to just see if he can out-aim people. He's confident, you know. You know, Blue, he's confident. He's going to fake that smoke flash. He's like, haha, gotcha.
He's going to try to move out here now, too. Diving in. He's actually in a nice position on this smoke, too, and hunting for the kill.
Whoa.
Grabs APOC out of nowhere. Even gets the hit on the second player. Repeat, however, is where Zeusie's finally going to knock him out. But he's got so much intel off of this. He's done so much damage, too. Imagine, unfortunately, a bit of a bad turn of events for him there as he brings, I believe that is Lucas down very, very low and has to use his teammate to push back in to correct that. They still have the man advantage, though. They've got the 3 versus 2 going on here, and the Immortals are split up currently, so they're going to have to try to figure out where exactly Winterfox are taking this hit towards and then to win out the round. But on the opposite coin of this one, for the Immortals, they've got good damage already going on to Offnu and Zusi, 24 and 13 HP respectively. So those guys are very easy to knock out. They've got to be careful with their positioning to make sure that they keep their advantage in their direction.
Yeah, Zeus looks like he's going to push through middle, probably regroup on Catwalk, but Winterfox is about to hit A. And so this is a great time for Winterfox. Bolts is the only person in this bomb site, so he has a lot to go, and he does pick off Zeus off to start. Offnu, though, nice exchange from Bolts. Now it's up to Zeus for a 1-on-2. Can he do it? Can he do it?
Looking for the head there now to pick him off, but not going to find one initially, and it's another shot that doesn't fully get the kill. The bounce nade goes a little bit too far into Firebox there. Not going to get the kill. He can whip out his pistol at this point. He's moving in, looking for it, but he double peeks both of them. And that's where Winterfox are going to be able to clutch it out and pick up this first gun round.
Good round for Winterfox. And you must need, like, the shot right here. I guess he saw the nade, but that shot, like, that just blows my mind right there. Just how does his game sense is too good. His game sense is so good. Henny 1's game sense is so good.
What, did you call him Henny 1?
Henny 1. You know, whatever. Henny 1. His game sense is so good.
It's a new one.
Next gun round. He doesn't have an ult. Not as dangerous, but still pretty dangerous. Let's see what he kind of pulls out this round. Winterfox having 4 people towards this like middle B area, kind of trying to hopefully slowly push back the mid control. Imagine those trying to make a move up in A balcony. Gets picked off by Lucas.
Not a good move.
I mean, it's never a good move when you die, but it's always a great move, a genius move when you jump off the ledge and headshot people. You know.
It's only dumb if it doesn't work.
Hashtag CSGO things.
Yeah, pretty much. But now waiting to see how exactly Winterfox are going to take this next round. Obviously being stunned a bit again. Same thing happened in the last round, though, is that the upper, that was Henny doing some really good damage early on. They still managed to get control. This time, however, they're not sending it over to the A-bomb site. They're going to try to go for what appears to be a fairly direct B play. Everybody in those halls a little bit split up currently, but still plenty of time for them to regroup here and then go for the push. And I think they still, actually no, Phelps is sitting over here by the corner position. Beyond the arches there. So won't be able to push them through underpass and contest these guys, but he will be able to support them trying to push out the window. One on the flashbang, perfectly timed, but there's one that hits him too, and it works out better for the Winterfox roster. Not only that, but I believe Phelps, yeah, he gets smoked out, so he can't see anything. He's not going to be able to resist this. Bolt is alone. He's going to get 2 kills regardless before being lurked around there by Dexter. Now he's alone, but actually in comes Lucas, just going to leap in through the window. Phelps finally able to leap in and have some effectiveness. This goes into a 2 versus 1. APOC alone and standing here. Gets a separated 1 versus 1, but Henny is still going to close it out there against APOC, and with that, the Immortals reclaim their advantage here, and they'll reset the losing bonus for this T side.
That's a nice little retake. Bolt's getting 2 crucial kills there, making it really slow for Winterfox to really just take over the bomb site. If he did not get those 2 kills, that should have been a great round win for Winterfox with nice flashes there, and is taking over off the bat, but Bolt's making hero play. I'm just watching Henny. That's all I'm doing. I'm learning from Henny. I'm watching how this guy aims. I'm going to watch everything he does.
Are you trying to become an opera?
I used to op back in the day and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just want his game sense. That's what I want to know. How how he thinks, pick his brain out a little bit.
Well, we are going to see the guys from the T side here moving in through the apartments, having some success. That's APOC grabbing the kill, but Phelps has got a great spot here, as you can see, to knock these guys out before they even get out of those apartments. And there you go. They all fall down, losing only Zeus in the process. He's having a bit of a Dexter game himself here currently, but it's a match-in now from the Winterfox side that's having some trouble impacting. 0-6 for him and 0-4 for Zeus.
Ooh.
6 rounds in, however, so not a huge deal yet.
It's unfortunate that he has an assist because I wanted to see the secret agent come out this map, you know, 007. But it looks like that's not going to happen because they have assists. They have to be selfish and try to win rounds, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Lucas is going to be waiting on the other side of the smoke. Dexter, he's going to have to be cautious about the way he pushes out against this if he does decide to do so. It's a very tense situation, and the noise cube gives it away. Lucas even spinning around there, too, to kill this one guy that's moving out of Palace. Lucas just shuts this entire hit down, and APOC's even going to be knocked out by Henny inside of the smoke. Nicely done. Immortals, again, dominating this playing field currently up at 6-1.
Immortals making this look way too easy. Just, you know, that's the worst way to die, just in the smoke. I would maybe try to toss a couple nades, debate some nades at the start, because, you know, the teams like to counter a lot of kind of, especially on Mirage, when you have that smoke execute, they'll have the Molotov and flashes ready, so maybe throw like a smoke and a flash over the wall. Just get some utility out of the way so you don't have to walk through smoke like the death of Dexter. Just no chance at all.
Ooh, that's a messy spray, Henny. You got bolt stability out, though, so not going to be the end of the world yet, but APOC does come out, I believe, from top mid there and does end things. And Lucas, while blind, picks up a kill there. Imagine's going to move in while he's still blind and trade him back down, so this goes even into a 3 versus 3. And Imagine now looking to get control of the site. Problem is, Bomb's back over in T-spawn right now. He's using the Molotov, though, to try to get himself a little bit of an edge, but it ends up working in the opposite direction. Can't find the head there. Zeus is going to move in, shut out an additional player, and Phelps even taking this duel down in the sandwich. Knocks out Imagine, leaves everything to APOC in the 1v3. With
only a 250 and a dream, there's always a chance, Blue.
And a bomb.
And armor and a bomb. Yeah, you're right. That's part of the dream, Blue. Come on.
It's going to move in, finds an AK, but actually messes him up. As while trading that back in, he does lose his life to bolts.
And this looks in dire straits for Winterfox. No momentum, not much kills, no confidence. Immortals is literally running around, no fear. Because if they die, they know that their teammate might kind of clean up 1 or 2 people, and so kind of the Winterfox, they just they have to make them scared because tactics aren't working, their aim's not working. They got to figure something out here.
And there's just a huge spray of bullets coming out here now too from the Immortals side to prevent anybody from crossing, even over to top boxes. There's not letting them get any control here, so Winterfox have to use the smoke obviously to get to the cross here. And he very aggressively contesting this, but after things get a little bit too dodgy for him, he goes back inside of connector. Now they have had a guy get himself all the way through underpass here. It's going to be Zeusy around the corner, getting ready to pop flash himself inside. He avoids it though. The peek out hits the wall. This is not the full kill. He only brings down a 17 HP. Tries to quick scope it. It's not going to work out. Flashbangs again, and eventually Phelps and Bolts move in. There you go. Mid's back under their control. And while we do have Imagine lurking in, he's looking at the wrong spot. So Lucas is going to knock him out. It's looking to be another nearly perfect round here for the Immortals as Dexter is the last man standing.
Yeah, they're trying to take over this middle, but they're just getting mowed down. Their smokes. It's hard to just really analyze what they can do. It's like, I mean, yeah, you can have an execute, you have a mid execute, but if you can't get the kills, it's.
I'm not going to be surprised if we see another pause here very soon, if they even want to do it at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you should always try to take the pause. It is T side. Maybe after this, maybe next round they'll probably decide to pause because they're going to just do like a little pistol. Some pistol armor, some light utility from Winterfox. Looks like they're going to go towards a B execute, which I think is good. It's better than what they've been doing.
And they'll be very fast to move themselves just outside of the apartments there too. But there's already resistance in position for this one. Phelps and Zeus are here. They're going to smoke it out. They're going to molly it out. They're going to pretty much throw everything at it to make sure they don't move in. And Phelps is even going to hear them pushing out. Sound key is in. Zeus can spray. Gets 2 kills. More moving out. They don't even check for this. Phelps destroying them all. And there you have it. Zeus even gets that 3rd kill too. The 2-man setup versus 5. Completely wrecks the half by there from Winterfox. They don't get anything off of that one, and now they're going to be able to go into another gun round here.
Yeah, that was just, it was a nice try, but Again, they have to run through smoke. There's no smokes to keep that guy kind of like trying to search for people. It's so hard to run through smoke and be able to outshoot people that are just literally looking at that. It's so hard, and you need flashes. You need some utility like Molotovs to push them back, at least if they're doing that kind of setup. It looks like they're just rushing the A-bomb site. Lucas, though, taking out one. Imagine, nice exchange. Now 4-4.
Phelps trying to move in too, although he jumps in a bit too quickly there, but the smoke started like a weird pattern, so it is able to work out for him. He survives, and now Bolts has got this nice little crevice in the smoke to push through. He's able to pick up another player through that one, destroys Apox, it goes 5v3, and well, Zeus is going to get challenged by Dexter, but Dexter leaping out without his gun even drawn. More of these players are going to get knocked out. Opnu just has to creep into a corner here in a 1v4. It's looking very grim for him indeed, although he's going to stay alive for a little bit longer. One kill, hunting for the headshot angle on Steps, creeps back out behind the triple stack there. He's going to be able to get another one, but then Bolts finally shutting him down. And there you have it. It's another one for the Immortals. Winterfox putting up a good fight, but with how direct and just how predictably they're playing this, the Immortals are still able to pull off the retake. They're still able to keep themselves successful, and now they're up 10-1.
Yeah, it was a good little execute. They got in the bomb side, they got the bomb down, and just the post plant, it's a little weak. Immortals just outpicking them, and just really, they're dying so much before they even get to the bomb site, so it kind of makes you wonder if it's their positioning after the post plant in that round, or maybe they just missed their shots. They haven't been hitting their shots, and then you will get torn apart by a team like Immortals if you can't just hit your aim.
And we can see too now the shift moving in from the Winterfox roster here, trying to push out and find any impact that they can get here, but again, with the smokes covering everything out, it's going to be very hard to do that, especially when you have Henny. They haven't smoked, like, this is another thing I've noticed too, is that, like, as far as window smokes are concerned, they really haven't done it all that much that I've noticed. And even when they do, they leave connector open. So here you go ahead. Again, Henny's like completely unrestricted to find these shots. Finally, they're going to smoke him out, but this happened so late, he already got a kill. Yeah, there's not much window smoke, especially if you know there's Henny's playstyle. He's off in middle aggressively all the time. And you need these window smokes. You need some Molotovs towards either connector or catwalk. And just try to push him back and then work something. You know, like what SK does a lot of teams have been doing is when they smoke middle, they sneak a guy up in connector, and then they fall back into an A execute. And the guy connector can really start shooting people in the back when they're focused on this A ramp and A halls. And like Winterfox is not even having a chance to even get there because they keep getting picked off all the time, and it's just. Need to practice those smokes, Blue. Need to practice those smokes. We'll see Winterfox here start to shift out again with their last two men. They'll try to get out, but it's already set up for it. There you go. Lucas with the first one. Misses the second one, but the trade position's already there from Henny, so it's textbook from the Immortals roster, and they have no problem whatsoever finishing things off there. Money again from the Winterfox roster should allow them to buy, or at least half buy here. I think at this point you just need to buy. I mean, 11-1. You need rounds. You need to make something happen. I mean, just look at the plants too. If we can keep the scoreboard open for a second, like they've got one plant with the exception of the round they actually picked up. It's awful. So you know, like a lot of people or a lot of teams do have like wall of smoke strats, especially on ecos, where you can actually get the bomb down in A without getting kills. You know, if you have just a wall of smokes and you just run and plant in the spot, sometimes you can get lucky. And Henny just they're all just grouped up there in that corner too, so Henny, pretty good chance he's going to hit someone. He's pre-firing at least a common angle, and there's the second one. They're not smoked at all. He's just ripping them apart. Apoc at least gets the luxury of escaping in the ladder room, but that's not safe. They've surrounded him here. There's nowhere he can go. He's got to battle out to get back control, and the second he goes around the corner, Zeus is going to take him down. They don't even get the plant because they've got players flanking them already over here in the apartments. Phelps just destroys the final two, and it's another one for the Immortals roster. Yeah, a couple smokes along the catwalk. I mean, it's an easy smoke to do. You just literally throw it at the catwalk. I mean, if you don't know the connector smoke, at least throw it on the catwalk so you're able to just run by, at least on catwalk. I mean, you're facing a powerful upper, and he's literally just is easy shots. I mean, there's no smokes. You're not pushing him back. You're not flashing him. He's just jumping around shooting. I mean, why is he scared? He's not scared. Utility usage has to be the biggest lesson between these two teams, not only in this map, but the last map too. That was a really big issue for them. Starting off there on their CT side, it was a problem too, because they weren't like trying to smoke off mid or anything like that to prevent them from moving out. They let them get mid control and cash so many rounds in a row, and not only this too, but when it came to the site takes and whatnot, there was even like the situation last round where like a player sitting there with the smoke, granted, it's not like optimal for him. He's like stuck in a corner and there's 2 deagles aiming at him. There's no way he's going to escape, but like has a smoke. Might as well try and use it. It's like so many things like that. That pistol round, I think, too, on the first map. You mentioned something about utility usage, too.
As CT, they had 4 flashes, I believe.
And they had a crossfire angle.
I don't think I saw any flashes being used. I don't, at least from my point of view, I didn't see any flashes. I know I'm for sure someone died with 2 flashes in their hands. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Blue.
What are you gonna do?
I want them to toss some nades here and there. You know, make it hard for them to op you. You know, if you get op through smoke, okay, that happens.
Yeah.
With Henny's case, it happens a lot.
Right now, Henny's just completely destroying them all mid.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not doing anything to resist it. And even, like, the problem is, too, is that they're not ready for aggression that gets thrown against them. This is probably the area where you would give them the least greens, be like, okay, they're getting tripped up by that. That's understandable. But still, like you think with how commonly it's happening, like, the Immortals players are pushing through smoke to knock them out, you'd think they'd start to play slower and adjust to that. But no, they're still playing the same basic play style, and every single round, somebody from the Immortals will, like, push into smoke or get a really fast flank on them that they're just never ready for.
Yeah, pretty predictable, and just it's always a hard fight. Like, they never take the easy fight. As you said, wait through the smokes, or at least flash and Molotov and then run through something, or, you know, you can't just literally walk through a smoke and expect to have positive results all the time, especially against a high skill level of Immortals who just, look at this, nothing. There goes the smoke, but you already get kills, and
finally they're going to be able to move in. They get the good trade, but now here's that aggressive push again. Nobody's watching for it, and look at this from Phelps, just destroys them all in mid. Offnu is your last man up and running for Winterfox, but he's in a 1v4, tries to push, and there you have it. Bolts even kills his teammate.
It was like, all right, we got actually Henny, but now we have to wait for the rest of his team, because Henny's one player, but you still got to worry about the other 4, and like literally, look at him, just uncontested. No one's looking. There's no smokes in catwalk. Like, I mean, it's standard stuff. If you're going to take connector, you need either push back catwalk or smoke off catwalk, so you at least have time to work around it. You can't just run up a choke point like that without nothing.
And we are going to see now the remaining players from Winterfox are going very aggressive this time, but the response is coming from mid. They no longer have any pressure there. They've got to funnel it all through the apartments. For the first time in quite a few rounds, they actually do get site control. The bomb is still on its way, however, and even that's being cautious. As we see, it's creeping up because he's scared of a player working from underpass, and now they're even losing control before they even get this bomb on the ground. He's going to move in, but they no longer have control of the cat approach anymore, so they've got to be careful of jumping out of the apartments now with that bomb. Smoked out. Dexter sees it. Good play from him. It takes down Phelps, but now they're uneven. They're in a 2v3, and the longer they take to get this bomb on the damn ground, the more they're being surrounded.
Yeah, Winterfox, though, they're going to have to try to get this bomb down, at least try to get a pick here from Zeusy.
There you go.
Does kill Henny, but Bolts just exchanging very nice. Now Dexter with 1 HP. He's going to have to make a big, huge play, but he doesn't. Lucas takes him out, 14-1.
So that'll be the halftime score here. Very one-sided indeed. The guys from Winterfox are going to have a few moments to try and think about how they can come back, but we're going to find out more about that in the second half coming up in just a little bit.
He's gonna get the 1 kill in that bomb coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. He gets the triple FNX! Oh my god, what a way to win that round! They don't have a smoke, so this orb is still.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Soylent, Xfinity, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, The Score Esports, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
Well, it's been the Immortals dominating things here on our second map, and Winterfox, unfortunately, is dropping the ball round after round after round after round after round.
After round.
Yeah, pretty much. So 14-1, not a lot of hope for Winterfox to round the comeback itself, but we're going to find out in just a few minutes if they're going to have any chance of it. Are they going to win the pistol? Maybe, but I mean, in all honesty, for the most part, this game is essentially already over.
I mean, 1-14, you don't see very many comebacks. I mean, it is possible, but it's very unlikely. You know, I say there's always a chance, but the way that Winterfox has been playing the last couple halves, today at least, they show no signs of having that explosiveness to really just come back. I mean, you got to literally take it one round at a time. Don't think of the big picture as like, oh man, we need to win 15 rounds or whatever. I mean, like
realistically, they got to win 13 straight and then 2 more to win. If Immortals even wins 1, then you need however many rounds are left at that point just to take it to OT. So certainly not the best ones.
No, it's not the best. And with a pick already off, Henny just picks off Zusi. Does not look good.
It's all falling apart pretty quickly here. Already 2 of them getting knocked out. The other 3 are rotating in from mid over here, but Henny moving in, knocking out APOC. And the last 2 around in the corner. There's at least one good find from Offnu, but they've got this last guy over here surrounded. Offnu so far the only one impacting. He's on 2 kills here. He's actually boxed them out, so he's got partial bomb control, and he's gonna. I think he's just gonna stick to this. No, he jumps off it with 11 HP, and that is ultimately going to lead to his downfall. Good thing he jumps off it, of course, because he got pushed within the 5 seconds, but still, there you have it. Match point going up on the board for the Immortals, and unless there is a miracle to be found from Winterfox and they go 14 straight here, the match is over.
The match could be very well over. I mean, losing pistol, 15-1. Youchies. It looks like, obviously, Winterfox does have to buy, but what can they do?
And we're going to see the Immortals, too, wasting no time with taking the mid control. As they move up there, they do get dinked from the player in window, but they still manage it. 1, 2, 3 kills. APOC and Offnu. APOC trying to be sneaky, but gets killed from up top. And Offnu, man, how are you going to do this? Oh, apparently going to get a nice flick shot there on that Phelps as he tries to knife you. But now you're surrounded. You're in dark room. Oh, no, hold on. He's still alive. He's got a max 10 now, too. We're going to make a bit of a contest about this.
Zeus, boost your teammate. He's just refusing to boost him.
There we go.
But it doesn't matter.
And he's going to shut it down, and that is going to be a very, very one-sided map indeed. The Immortals will take control, and with that 2-0, they are well on their way to shooting themselves forward in the ranking to possibly overtake their Brazilian sister team, SK.
Sister. Oh, nice choice of words there, yeah. Very strong performance by Immortals. They made that look way too easy for a Pro League match. Winterfox, hopefully you guys can really bounce back and start to find your rhythm within the next couple, well, I guess for next season.
Yeah. And while we do have the analysts waiting for us, of course, not necessarily a whole lot to break down, but let's get their thoughts on that second map.
Yeah, close one, right?
Nope.
Well, we have this going on. I know that, but I want to talk a little bit about the SK Gaming thing that happened. They forfeited their match to C9. Now, what do you think about that? Let's get your thoughts on that.
So, I was actually really disappointed as a fan of high-level Counter-Strike. The #1 team in the division, #2 team in the division. That's the #1 team in the world. We've been talking about it all season long, like that. The last match of the season, like it's going to be great. Was really surprised that they're not going to play it. Hopefully they change their minds.
What do you think it was though? Do you think that they just want the rest? They're not trying to give their strategies up. They don't want to give Cloud9 the practice.
It could be. I know that I think they played 4 maps tonight on a different stream. They played, I guess, like they've been playing. Everybody's been playing so much Counter-Strike. So maybe there's some of that. Maybe they don't want to release some of the things that they've been working on. But to not even play it, I think, is weird. I actually think it's against the rules. So I think there's some sort of fine imposed. It's a very strange decision, and it's kind of disappointing. I'm a little disappointed we don't get to watch that as the possible final 2 maps of the season between the 2 best teams.
I just wanted to see what you thought about that. But back to this match, Henny went off. I think it was the top fragger with like 21-5 or something along those lines. Now, what were they doing so well on the Immortal side besides just imposing their will and showing how strong they are?
They're just superior firepower. They were willing to take every single fight early, starting from the pistol round where they literally just like rushed underpass, took a couple fights there. Henny was super aggressive in middle. They never were able to punish him. It just doesn't seem like they had all their executes and their plans kind of well thought out. They would throw smokes and they would have like 1 or 2 people alive trying to get towards the site. I mean, Immortals just manhandled them all across the map, and then obviously we didn't get to see any T side because they just didn't have any rounds.
And let's talk about on the other side what Winterfox was doing. This isn't what we were expecting. We were expecting Immortals to win, but we were expecting something a little bit closer than that because Winterfox, even though their record doesn't show it, a lot of their games have actually been close. What was up with them?
I don't know. I mean, we saw on the first map, Zusi played pretty well, but Dexter didn't. On this one, I think it was Imagine that didn't, but Dexter did. It's like they just shuffle who's going to step up and perform well. And again, the firepower on the Immortals side is so strong. So obviously it looks terrible for Winterfox, but I think a lot of credit has to go to Immortals. Just played a very, very clean, dominant, half of Counter-Strike in that first half, and they were hitting all their shots. It's super basic at its core, but it's the type of thing that DeBears always says, like, if you don't hit your shots, nothing you're going to do works, right? So you can have the best execute ever. If you get 0 kills, you probably lose the round, and that whole map was a really good example of that.
Something along the lines like, you got to hit your shots.
Yeah, you got to hop out and headshot,
All right, guys, I want to give a shout out to the Score Esports. Go ahead and take out your phone, iOS or Android device. Check it out in the Google Play App Store. It is the single best place for news and stats, and we actually have a little bit of an extended break this time, so make sure you stay with us as the players get ready for this next match. It is going to be Renegades taking on Energy Esports.